Alex was just an ordinary person, like you or me. They lived in a small, quiet town nestled at the foot of the Great Blackwood Mountains. Life was simple, work was steady but not thrilling. Alex craved adventure, a break from the everyday routine. The mountains called to Alex. They promised solitude and breathtaking views. Every few months, Alex would pack a small bag, a water bottle, some trail mix, a map, and a compass. That was all that was needed for a good hike. This trip, Alex felt a stronger pull than usual, a sense of something waiting. The air in the mountains was always different. It was clean and sharp. It filled your lungs and cleared your head. Alex loved the smell of pine needles underfoot. The sound of birdsong echoed through the tall trees. Sunlight dappled through the leaves, creating dancing patterns on the forest floor. This was freedom. This was where Alex felt most alive, far from the noise of traffic and the demands of daily life. Just the rhythm of walking, one foot in front of the other. The path ahead was familiar, yet always held a sense of mystery. Little did Alex know, this journey would be unlike any other. As Alex climbed higher, the weather began to change. Dark clouds gathered quickly on the horizon. The wind picked up, whistling through the craggy peaks. This was classic mountain weather, unpredictable, dangerous if you weren't prepared. Alex knew the signs. A storm was brewing and it looked like a big one. The summit of Eagle's Peak was still some way off. It was time to find shelter and fast. Safety first, always. That's a key rule in the wild. You respect the power of nature or you pay the price. Alex scanned the rocky terrain, looking for an overhang, a cave, anything to offer protection. The temperature dropped suddenly. Rain began to fall, first as a drizzle, then as a heavy downpour. Thunder rumbled in the distance, getting closer with each passing minute. This was no ordinary shower. This was a full-blown mountain storm. Alex quickened their pace, heart pounding a little faster now. Visibility was decreasing. The familiar trail was becoming harder to see. Then, through the driving rain, Alex spotted it. A narrow opening in a sheer rock face. The flashlight beam cut through the darkness. Alex pointed it towards the back of the small cave. The glimmer was stronger now. It wasn't just a reflection, it was something solid. Alex moved closer, heart thumping. There, wedged between two large boulders, was a sight that made Alex gasp. It was metal, yellow metal. It shone dully in the flashlight beam. Could it be? No, it couldn't possibly. Such things only happened in stories, in old legends of lost treasure. This was real life. Alex reached out a trembling hand, touched the cold, smooth surface. It was heavy, unmistakably heavy. Alex scraped a fingernail against it. It was soft, softer than ordinary rock. The initial shock began to wear off slightly. It was replaced by a whirlwind of emotions. Excitement, of course. Who wouldn't be excited? This was gold, enough to change everything. But there was also fear. What if someone else knew about this place? What if they came back for it? The cave suddenly felt less like a shelter and more like a vulnerable spot. Alex felt very alone with this enormous secret. The gold was heavy, not just in physical weight, but in the burden it represented. Alex tried to think clearly. What were the options? Leave it here? Impossible. Now that Alex knew it existed, leaving it felt wrong and too risky. Someone else might find it, report it to the authorities. Perhaps. But then what? Would Alex get any share? The town was small, and news like this would spread like wildfire. Alex imagined the chaos, the questions, the sudden attention. It was a daunting prospect. The simple life Alex knew would be over in an instant. The most immediate thought was, how to get it home. The bars were heavy, really heavy. Alex tried to lift one. It took considerable effort. The storm finally subsided, leaving behind a washed, clean world. The air was fresh, but the ground was treacherous, muddy and slick. Alex carefully began the task of moving the gold. It was back-breaking work. Each bar was a dead weight. Alex managed to fit a few into the backpack. The others had to be carried. Alex wrapped them in spare clothing, trying to disguise their shape and prevent them from clinking together. This was going to be the toughest hike of Alex's life. No doubt about it. The descent was slow and perilous. Every step had to be carefully chosen. A slip could mean serious injury, or worse, losing the precious cargo. The weight of the gold pressed down, making muscles ache and joints protest. Alex had to take frequent breaks, gasping for breath. The sun peeked through the clouds, but offered little warmth. The forest seemed quieter now, as if holding its breath, watching. Alex thought of the town below, of a warm bed, a hot meal, and of the future this gold promised. Hours passed. Each one felt like an eternity. Alex's legs burned. Getting the gold into the house unnoticed was a challenge in itself. Alex waited until the dead of night. The streets were empty. Under the cover of darkness, Alex moved the heavy bundles from the car into the small, unassuming house. Each trip was nerve-wracking. What if a neighbor saw? What if someone asked questions? But luck held. The gold was safely stashed away, hidden from prying eyes. Alex slept for nearly a whole day, exhausted but with a mind buzzing with possibilities. The secret was almost too big to keep. The first step was to confirm its authenticity and value. Alex carefully took a small shaving from one bar. Then, a discreet trip to a reputable dealer in a distant city was arranged. The dealer's eyes widened when he saw the sample. He tested it, confirmed it. It was pure gold, and the estimated value of the entire hoard. It was astronomical. More money than Alex could have ever dreamed of, enough to make Alex the richest person in town, by a very, very long way. The reality of it was staggering. Slowly, carefully, Alex began to convert some of the gold into cash. It had to be done discreetly to avoid raising suspicion. The first changes were subtle. Paying off the mortgage on the small house, buying a new reliable car. Life for Alex changed dramatically, almost overnight. The small rented house was soon replaced by a comfortable, spacious home on the edge of town. It wasn't a mansion. Alex wasn't the flashy type. But it was secure, beautiful, and had a wonderful view of the very mountains that had yielded their treasure. Financial worries vanished. There was no more scraping by until payday, no more anxiety about unexpected bills. This was a profound relief, a lifting of a burden Alex hadn't fully realized was so heavy until it was gone. Alex could now afford to pursue passions that had once been out of reach. Traveling to new places, learning new skills, supporting causes Alex cared about. The newfound wealth opened doors, but it also brought new responsibilities. Suddenly, Alex was a person of interest. People who had never paid Alex much attention before were now friendly, eager to talk, to offer business proposals, or to ask for help. It was overwhelming at times. Learning to navigate these new social dynamics was a challenge in itself. One of the greatest joys for Alex was being able to help others. Family members were supported. Friends in need received quiet assistance. The community benefited from Alex's generosity. The renovated community center became a vibrant hub of activity. The school used its donation to improve facilities and resources for the children. The impact of Alex's discovery rippled throughout the entire town. It was like a stone dropped into a still pond. At first there was disbelief, then excitement. Alex's investment sparked a renewal. The community center hosted events that brought people together. The local school improved. New businesses sprang up. Main Street looked brighter. Some were inspired. They saw Alex's fortune as a sign of hope. They started their own projects. The town seemed to get a second chance. There was a buzz in the air. This was a positive outcome. However, not all effects were positive. New wealth brought new tensions. Jealousy began to surface. People felt envious. They whispered about Alex's luck. Small-town life was altered. Money could be divisive. As time went on, Alex had many opportunities to reflect on the incredible turn of events. The gold had undeniably changed Alex's life and the life of the town. It brought comfort, security, and the ability to make a positive impact. Alex was grateful for the fortune, for the sheer luck of that stormy day in the mountains. The adventure itself, the discovery, the arduous journey back. These were memories that would last a lifetime. It was a true wilderness survival challenge with an unbelievable reward. Yet, Alex also came to understand that money alone wasn't the key to happiness. True happiness came from deeper things, strong relationships, a sense of purpose, and inner peace. The greatest treasure wasn't the gold itself, but the lessons learned along the way.